such an asshole.
He doesn't have that job. He's I'm helping launch rockets. I actually met a rocket scientist down in Phoenix. He was really cool.
Nice.
He's like, oh yeah, here's some pictures. It's just the rocket launching, you know. I'm like, oh, is that all? Oh.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of me and my laptop. That's what I do. You get to go out to wherever it is, Durka and launch rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Assel Consulting. Go to asselconsulting.com. Today we have the great one himself to provide two genius minds to help people's problems today. Hey Aaron, given the state of the world and the economy, I would like to know how important you think it is for a minimalist to try and save a lot of money. Obviously it's good to save money, but I have a couple of concerns. One thing is that sometimes you get punished for having money. A perfect example was my grandma was in the nursing home with a broken leg. She had to ride in an ambulance and it cost her a lot of money. Meanwhile, her roommate at the nursing home didn't have no money. And she basically ended up getting the same ambulance ride for free, right? Because we bail out losers. We bail out we reward parasitism. I don't care if it's grandma. Fuck grandma. Grandma should have had the fucking money. Because I paid for it. That wasn't my broken leg. It wasn't my grandmother's broken leg. Some random woman's broken leg. I got to pay for it. Another concern is when you have basically ended up getting the same... another concern is when you have money saved up, you always worry about what if something happens to it. Probably the safest place for it would be a small safe and bury it in the ground somewhere and hope it doesn't get moisture. Right, you got to wrap it up in, what was it called, caching?
Yeah.
Not just ammo, but cash. Like, you got to wrap it up in plastic. They have ammo containers that will keep things clean, but a safe, you want a fireproof safe, but then you have a safe in the house, and, you know, people, if they could just pick up the safe and go crack it later. So, you know, you want a big, large safe, you want to anchor to the ground to put in, but then that costs a couple $1,000s. I mean, there's no perfect answer, but yeah, that's the realm you're getting into. Probably the safest for it would be a small safe and bury it in the ground somewhere and hope it doesn't get moisture. No, don't hope. Ensure it doesn't. Wrap it up in plastic. I definitely think you should have money saved up for transportation, auto and house repairs, and things like that. But for the average minimalist who has cheap rent, drives cheap cars, and has no kids, what would your approach to saving money be? What approach and concerns would you have concerning the parasitic nature of our society and knowing that even if you don't have money, you can still get food, clothing, medical care, pretty much all your basic needs? All right, well, there's a spectrum, I would say. You should always have some cash on hand, U.S. dollars, because it depends on how far along the collapse is, like where are we along, and does the electricity go back on?
Right.
But in the most immediate things, people are stupid and they're sheep, and they're only going to take dollars. They've been conditioned to take dollars. So dollars for a while are still going to have some kind of value. And what you'd want to do is you want to have, like, on hand, you'd have some, like, a diversified portfolio of shit hits the fan type of money and savings. So cash dollars is one thing. If you're a minimalist, what? Maybe $2,000 to $3,000 cash at most. I'd say, you know, that would kind of help you get.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a minimum.
Okay, you'd say more?
I mean, if you can afford it.
Okay.
I mean, like, I have $3,000 of cash floating around.
Okay, all right. So you have cash. Let's just say 3 to 5 per person. That should be more than that. Should be able to buy you a ticket while the planes are still operating to get to whatever, Canada or Mexico or whatever.
Holland.
Holland.
You can go. Hey, Adam, can I crash?
If the U.S. is crashing, it's gonna. Okay, if the U.S. is crashing, ain't gonna be any other place that's doing real well. Maybe Russia. But by that time, part of your portfolio is also going to be bullets, which is what I'll get to later.
Right.
So you need some actual physical cash. Mm-hmm. The next thing you need is some precious metals. I recommend, how much per person in silver?
I don't remember.
200 ounces.
Yeah, there you go.
Per person in silver. This is the physical stuff. Then, now you have those two things. Then not necessarily currency, but kind of a bartering currency is I've got a lot of pills, like ibuprofen. Mm-hmm. If you can get your hands on over-the-counter drugs, like kidney treatment, what is it? Not kidney. What? Insulin.
Yo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who dang diggly dangly. If you can get your hands on some insulin, do it. And then there's ways to store different pills, put them in the freezer. But even basic things like aspirin and all that. Now we're starting to hit shit hits the fan world, all right? Mm-hmm. And even before that, guns and bullets. All right, you need guns and bullets. Iodine pills is another one. I'm trying to think what I got in my
water
bug up.
purification.
Water purification, iodine pills.
The other one I would throw in, if the shit's really hitting the fan, is matches and fire starters.
I got all the flints. Every time I see an empty.
Yep, I have a little collection.
Lighter, because the flint is there.
Yeah, the flint is there.
Right, but I actually have a flint and a...
Right, but most people couldn't start a fire if they had to.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you have, like, matches, okay, you could say, but you got to wrap that up. Anyway, getting back to your currency, how much cash do you save up cash? That's what I would say in your, oh, shit, hits the fan, hyperinflation, electricity is out. And, yeah, you could try and fly to some other place that maybe where the electricity is going on. But if the U.S. is going down... the planes aren't working. If the internet's where the electricity ain't working, the planes aren't working.
Right.
I don't know where. Maybe New Zealand, maybe Australia, because they're so far removed. But it'd be bad times. So that's the cash that you would have. Then, when you're in not oh shit hits the fan, electricity still runs. It's your basic diversification strategy. That you get in Finance 101. So I would have some, and I had a request once, like, how do I hedge against inflation? Well, you have inflationary bonds, you can invest in that. The S&P 500 index, the index fund, even though that would probably be crashing, that does act as a hedge against inflation because the company's assets will generate profit, but if the economy's flooded with trillions of dollars of cash, they just jack up their prices. So in other words, the value is not its earnings per share, it's the value that they produce things that will naturally go up in, not value, but prices, so that the future profits of a company will naturally inflate with inflation. But that, again, you're not going to invest all of your money in that. Inflationary adjusted bonds, a little bit in the S&P 500. I would say if the electricity is not going to go out, you could invest in a gold ETF or a mutual fund or a precious metals thing. Cryptocurrency, have a little bit of cryptocurrency, not a lot. Expect to lose. You're supposed to expect to lose money on. This is not investment. Right. This is insurance. All right, like I hope I don't have to use the thousands of rounds I have for my various guns, unless I'm having fun shooting and practicing. I would prefer not to use them in an oh shit hits the fan thing. I hope I just pass on my silver to my nieces and nephews. I hope I don't have to use it. But that's what we're doing. But then, okay, let me just, given the state of the economy, how important it is, minimalists, to try to save a lot of money. Obviously, good to save money. I have a couple of concerns. A perfect example, grandma nursing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you don't want to hold on to a lot of cash or assets because then, like you said, to collect government benefits, you'll be disqualified. So you want to keep and talk to your average welfare professionals. They'll tell you all the ins and outs and how to get multiple EBT cards and all that. Where if one happens, the safest place, get a safe. That's usually good, or become very creative in hiding your money. And then the other thing, don't forget where you put it. That's kind of a key thing.
The other thing about hiding your money, if you're going to hide cash in your house, which is what I do, you should have multiple stashes. You should have one stash that's fairly significant, that's actually fairly easy to find. Because your crook's going to come in, if he quickly finds a stash of like $700, he's going to think that's it, most likely.
Right.
And stop looking at that point, perhaps.
Right.
So have something that's easy to find, that's not a big chunk.
Right, and then I have a safe in my house, but it's an El Crapo safe.
Yes.
And I put my El Crapo guns in there, and and I've anchored it, and I've attached a alarm to it.
Got it.
Because I still want to scare them away and all that, but they're gonna. There's the safe.
Right. That's the magnet.
Right.
They'll fixate on that and not go searching for other stuff.
Right. But if you're all of a sudden gold and silver, you're gonna need a real safe, and you're gonna need to really hide it. So stuff like that. But then finally, assuming the electricity doesn't go out. What I like as kind of an inflationary hedge, and I know the Peter Schiffs in there, it's not in the Robert Schillers, land. Now you got to be smart about it. Right now we are bubbly. You have to find land, and the reason I like land is because you can live on it. If you build a house on it, you have lodging bought and taken care of. You never have to rent again. Typically defensible. If you got yourself a gun, will at least hedge against inflation. And then with land, and you're kind of, again, we're going to go back into shit hits the fan world. If you buy it in the right place, in the right climate, you can grow food. You can have like a little survival garden. of course, parasites, and I don't just mean slugs and moles and voles. I'm talking human scum buckets, which account for half the population. They're going to want some of it, and no shit hits the fan that way. And not to sound really dark, because this is how dark my mind has gotten. Like, I prepare for every potential situation. People are like, well, what happens if food runs out in a post-apocalyptic world? I'm like, you know what? I know a really good source of protein. It's not pleasant, but if the choice is dying,
right,
or living, liberal could be on the menu.
Could be.
Parasitic liberal who think they're going to take my my mushrooms and my carrots and my tomatoes. It's like, yeah, you go ahead and try and take it. Don't want to do it, but I'll live and you won't. So there's going to be a lot of protein running around in a post-apocalyptic world. The question is whether you're willing to do it or not. And I know I say that now. I don't know if I'd be willing to, but.
Well, and cannibalism is also, I mean, you are more likely to get transmittable diseases.
I know, but
so
if it's...
cook them well. But then again, the question is, are liberals actually the same species as us?
Well, see, that's a good point, right.
So
they're pretty
it
dumb.
might not be cannibalism to eat a liberal.
Right. So, I like I said, I don't want to. And oh god, that's dark. These prissy little people that are used to having electricity. Oh yeah, oh my god, did you hear that guy? He wants to eat people. And it's like, yeah, wait till you're starving. Wait till you're like, oh, we're down to the last iodine pill. Oh, what do we do? Anyway, but yeah, be prepared for parasites. More of the human nature to come in. And we're not going to be talking your pansy limp-wristed. We're going to be talking Negan coming and knocking at your door. So sniper rifle, long range.
Yes.
Not 308. 30-06. Something you can hit long range and practice. So you can keep them at 600 yards, not 100. We're like, how many bullets we got left? That's right. You have experience in not cannibalism, in killing people and shooting and marksmanship. Yeah. Am I correct? You would like to kill them at 600 yards rather than 50?
It's far better to kill them farther away.
Right. Reach out and touch someone?
Yes.
I definitely think you should save up money for transportation, auto, and house. Okay, now we're going back to the world the electricity's on. Probably the safest place, small brain. I definitely think you should have money saved up for transportation, auto, and house repairs and things like that. Mm-hmm. But for the average minimalist who has cheap rent, drives cheap cars, has no kids, what would your approach to saving money be? So we talked about saving money, have a little bit of cash. And then it's kind of like a pyramid. Once you build these basic foundations down, then you start looking, okay, now you've paid off your debts. Okay, now what? Okay, well, you really have nothing left to spend your money on. You bought some rental property or some land. All right, now what? Well, okay, I guess an IRA or get the tax deduction at least. And now you start, okay, what now? Well, now get a Mustang. The car, not the horse. Get the car. Because then you're supposed to have fun in life too. So that's kind of how I've done it. So now you're talking about minimalists. Another thing I would do, and this is what I bought, tools. Extra set of tools, yep. Both for auto repair, carpentry, and computer. That's a little way to save money if you can repair your own computer. Although computers are getting so cheap now, it really doesn't matter. But auto repair will save you thousands, tens of thousands, potentially over the course of your life, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you can keep your own vehicle going. Carpentry, that's good. Mm-hmm. Even learning something like sheetrocking and mudding and taping will save you a good amount of money. What approach and concerns would you have considering the parasitic nature of our society and knowing that even if you don't have money, you can still get food, clothing, medical care, and pretty much... What are your approach? That even if you don't have money, you can still get food, clothing, medical care, and pretty much all of your basic needs. Well, that's what it is. The Democrats and the Socialists have made it so that you don't have to work. It's cradle to grave, womb to tomb. I kind of, I wrote about this in Enjoy the Decline, but Pilfer. There's a chapter called Pilfer, where you should just look, if it's too hard to go and make good money, go ahead, take all the money in the world. If they're going to give you a basic guaranteed income, they're going to give you free. I have an entire chapter on how to go and collect government benefits. Starting at the county, talk to a social worker, and just find out everything you can, what you qualify for in your county, state, and federal. And it sucks, it's disgusting, but these are the rules society has voted in. Women just wanted to vote in all this wonderful stuff, Give us the vote. We won't vote away freedom. By the way, we want a socialist state that takes care of everything because we love the children and the poor and the minorities and the foreigners and the refugees. Oh, by the way, all you men pay for it. We just want it because I feel so good. Oh my God, I feel so good. It's like, okay, those are the rules. You're going to pay me not to work, fine. And this is where I can understand the millennials. Gen X did it a little bit. But where the millennials, I don't blame them for sitting on their ass and playing video games. I mean, I'm going to rip them apart.
Right. But if you have the opportunity to do it.
Right. If the baby boomers are going to make it that you need a master's degree to go fucking work as a librarian.
Right.
Or master's degree, master's preferred to like fucking clean toilets. I kind of like the millennials saying, nah, fuck you, I'm just going to, because, well, you baby boomers voted in all this free shit for us.
Yeah, so why shouldn't we check out?
Well, check out and you're going to pay for our food, clothing, rent, and shelter? Okay, fine. All right. No, I'm not going to go work unless you pay me $100,000 because, well, frankly, I won't be able to have food, clothing, and shelter otherwise because you insist on taking half that money to pay for all this other shit. So it's like, well, work hard and go to, just sit at home. I wish they'd hit the gym. I wish they'd get a trade or something, so in the case they could go work. But I'm kind of pissed off like this guy, where it's like, yeah, we reward sloth, laziness, stupidity. What's the word for having kids you can't afford? Not sleeping around. All for that, but
philandering.
Philandering is not having abortions when you should have. How's that?
Yeah.
Not having abortions when you should have. I just still can't love my baby. We just reward the losers in society, and if it pays enough to be a loser, go be a loser. You're damn right I'm going to collect Social Security if I have to. You damn right. I'm going to go on Medicaid or Medicare or whatever the one is.
Whatever they are,
yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, and God almighty, if Asshole Consulting or whatever went away and I wasn't making money, you could see me at home and I'll just be sitting there, well, it's time for a government check. Talking a southern accent.
Yeah. Hell, you don't have to go to the mailbox anymore. It just shows up on your little card.
Right, just shows up on my discreet card. There's no shame.
Yeah, no shame at all.
We
don't want to shame you to using them food stamps.
If I was ever president, I'd make EBT cards like this big and they'd have like an iron attachment to the eggshell. So you have to use like this fucking balloon. And every time it's swiped, I'm a parasite. I'm a parasite. I'm a parasite. Guarantee you EBT would go away immediately like that. Actually, if it was a gal, I'm a strong, independent woman that needs your money. I'm a strong, independent woman that don't need no man, needs your money. All right, that's it. Questions, answers, all found at assholeconsulting.com. And trust you me, the money you spend here will save you 100-fold. Young lady came by, I want to major in the liberal arts. I say, and I charge her $35. I say, no. Easily 100-fold. That's more than $35,000 worth of savings, yeah.
Especially if she was going to spend 9 years.
Getting
a degree in creative writing.
AssholeConsulting.com. Share it with family, friends, loved ones, enemies, and people you are genuinely indifferent about. We'll see you guys later. Tools.